interrupt.
I'm very excited to
I'll ask you
answer
first.
these questions.
Go ahead, bro.
And piss half out the audience. Go ahead.
Do you ever think about your whiteness or what it means to be white?
Never. I have never. That question has never popped in my head, nor have I ever given it any amount of consideration. So it's just not a big deal to me. Now I know Paul has something to say on this, but I just, you know, it just seems weird to think about that. I don't get up in the morning and be like, I'm white today. Yep. I don't do that. So I don't know what the question really is. I looked at that earlier and I was like, I don't know what this means, but I think that it's strange to wake up and think about your identity in the morning. I really don't care. I know I'm a big nose fat guy. That's pretty much the realm that I live in, and I don't really care about anything outside of that.
Well, I have one more. This is something that we didn't get from.
Okay, go ahead.
Chat. I think I asked you this question before.
Yep.
Why don't white people use washcloths?
Yo, that's a good one.
That's what I heard. I don't know if you actually do because I'm not in the bathroom with you. But
Well, it's funny because when you buy the set, I always look at that little like square piece and I'm like, what the hell is this for? I don't understand. Like, why are they giving you a towel, a hand towel, and a baby towel? I don't understand. I don't have any babies in the house, so I don't know what I'm supposed to use this for. Is this for the toddlers? I don't know. So I throw it right in the trash can. I'm just like, I'm just not dealing with it. I just don't. So no, we don't use that. We use loofahs. Have you ever heard of those?
Yeah, real loofah.
Yeah, got it, because you have to exfoliate. That's really important to your.
that's what the washcloth does.
Does it though?
Yes.
So where are you using the washcloth? Are you putting it like all over? Are you using it on your unmentionables? Where does the washcloth go? I don't understand.
The same place you put your loofah.
Well, I don't like that. I don't know.
Hold on. Where do you put your loofah? Where do you put it? Where does it go?
There's no. I'll put it this way. There's no place the loofah doesn't touch.
Wow.
It's all.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Is that where you're putting the washcloth?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's just that when you use a washcloth, people wash their face. We just don't use the same cloth for both.
Well, that makes sense because.
Yeah.
Okay, because that was my next question for you is going to be, where is the last place you're using your washcloth? And I think I know the answer to that.
You get 2 separate washcloths. Sometimes it's 3.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't use any. I just use my loofah.
Mm.
And I don't use that on my face for obvious reasons.
Good.
Yeah,
That's good.
cheers.
That's
Yeah,
good.
appreciate y'all.
That's good. All right, now I got a question to follow that up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is something that I know a lot of people want to know. Is when it comes down to white people and the white race, why is it that when you go in the bathroom and you handle your business, you don't wash your hands? And we see this all the time.
Mm.
A lot of
This is a white person thing?
white people. A lot of white people do not wash their hands.
I just thought it was a nasty person thing. Like I don't know about that. Like, let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you, Paul. If there's sometimes I'm in a rush, if I'm going number one, as we'll put it up for the podcast, if I'm going number one, I know what's going on down there. I know it's pretty fresh, right? So sometimes I'll just roll out. Now, if this is not for at work now, I want, because we got people at work that may be watching this. I don't want them thinking I do this at work. I wash my hands at work. And there's a reason for that is because when you're in polite society, you may be asked to shake someone's hand. Mm-hmm. And in that case, you do not want to be shaking my hand after it's been in my nether places. I think everyone would agree on that. So I always wash my hands at work, but there may be a time where I'm at home. If I'm working outside, I run in to use the bathroom. I don't care because I'm going right back out and working in the dirt again. What difference does it make? I think it's situational in those cases. So, but to answer your question, I have seen a lot of nasty people that will not wash their hands. That's true. I haven't looked at the race of the individuals, but I'll take your word for it. It's much like the smoke detector thing. I don't know. I think that's kind of universal, but it's funny. It's kind of a black trope, whereas this one may be a white trope. So
I have something to piggyback off of that question.
Sure.
It's about washing hands.
Yep.
Why is it that a lot of white people will talk to you, and it's while you're at the urinal?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like I don't understand that.
I'm
I'm standing there, and they'll just start talking and looking at me. I'm like, I'm not looking at you while I got my stuff in my hand pissing. You know what I mean? Like, why?
So our producer Logan and I talk about this frequently, which is there is a man code.
Mhm.
And if you're not familiar with man code, then you probably should look it up because you're probably a violator of man code, which is that there are several rules that you need to adhere to in the bathroom. Number one is that you don't look at anyone in the eye. Number two, you don't look at what anyone is doing in the bathroom. Number three is that you do not have conversations. I make the joke all the time that if Jesus walked into the bathroom, I would act like I had never met him. It's just the truth. That is not a space for social interaction whatsoever. That is a space to get your business done. I would even go as far as to say that man code is universal, whether you are homosexual or heterosexual. Everyone abides by the same rules. It doesn't matter what your interest is. In the bathroom is a sacred place, and everyone tends to honor that, except for a select few that seem not to. And when they don't, it's jarring because sometimes you'll be there and you'll be holding yourself, and someone wants to have a whole conversation, and you're like, listen, right now I have my manhood in my hands. I really don't want to think about you in this moment. I just want to concentrate on doing my business and getting the hell out of the bathroom. So I've had people talk to me while I'm at the urinal. I've had people talk to me while I'm washing my hands, which is not as great as a violation, but still violates man code. I've had people talk to me while we're heading into the bathroom and continue the conversation as we walk to the urinal. That's inappropriate. Hassan will tell you that when he and I, if we happen to go to the bathroom at the same time, I'm very particular about it, which is that once we get to the frame of the bathroom, I stop all conversation. I act like I've never met him before in my life. And then once we walk out of the bathroom, I'll wait for him, he'll wait for me, and then we'll continue our conversation like there was no interruption. I hope that answers your question.
Wow.
Yeah. White people are strange folk. I mean, I give them that.
Interesting.
Have you ever felt guilty or responsible for racism?
Me personally?
Yes.
No, not at all. No. I think that, so racism is a difficult topic because, as we've talked about, we have a obvious history in the United States that deals with racism, that deals with slavery, things like that. But do I think about it? No, because I know personally I'm not responsible for that. Now, does it bother me when I see other instances where that happens? Absolutely. That bothers me as a human being, not as a white person, as a human. I don't like anyone being treated lesser than. I don't like anybody feeling like they're not part of the society that we've created. I understand there's some institutional things which we'll get into, I'm sure, in later episodes. But I'm a big believer in a merit-based system where I believe that the highest performer is the person that should succeed. I'm a big believer in treating people with respect and dignity at all times, unless they don't deserve it. Like, for example, you'll hear, well, I treat everyone with dignity and respect. And I'm like, even a murderer, you would treat them with respect? I mean, you see, there's everyone is a general, and that's what I really hate about our country is that everyone throws out these generalities all the time, and they're not specific. I like to be specific. I'm not going to give someone respect who's a racist. I'm just not going to do it. If I know you're a closet racist, I don't have any respect for you. That ain't right. But do I think about it? Absolutely not, because I don't think I am someone who goes around with that kind of attitude or treating people that are lesser than me, things like that. I mean, if you remember, this podcast was my idea. So I'm going to take credit for that. I'm just kidding.